Black screen, sound of rustling leaves and a distant scream. A news anchor's voice fades in. 3 hikers vanished last month in the depths of Gunung Merapi Forest. No bodies, no clues, no answers. The darkness lingers longer than expected, as if even the screen refuses to show what lies in that forest. A single flash of static cuts through. Then silence. Joko, a journalist in his 30s, sits in a dimly lit room filled with case files and missing persons reports. His eyes are sunken from sleepless nights. The room smells of old paper and stale coffee. On his wall, he's pinned photos of the 3 hikers, with red threads connecting them to a forest map marked with question marks. Joko flips through the files. The camera zooms in on images of the hikers, laughing, unaware of their fate. He stops at a blurry photo of one of them near an unfamiliar trail marker. Zooming in, he notices something, a shadow behind a tree. Was it another hiker? An animal? Or something else? Joko speaks with the mother of one of the missing hikers. Mother. They were experienced. That forest changed them. Her hands tremble as she holds her son's last letter. She whispers something in Javanese that Joko doesn't understand. When he asks, she simply says, "You'll see." A ranger leans on his jeep watching Joko approach. Ranger. Locals avoid that trail, it's cursed, people hear things at night. He spits to the ground and refuses to say more. But as Joko walks away, the ranger murmurs to himself, he won't come back either. Back at his apartment, Joko prepares his gear. Camera, voice recorder, flashlight, map. He looks at his reflection in the mirror, unsure if he's chasing a story or something deeper. A quiet voice inside him whispers that he's already too involved. Morning fog rolls in as Joko enters the forest trail alone. Each step into the woods feels like stepping into another world. The chirping birds suddenly fall silent, and the forest air turns unnaturally still. Joko finds the last known campsite of the hikers. The tent is still there, zipped closed as if waiting. Inside there's a half-empty bottle of water, untouched food, and a GPS device, battery full but memory wiped clean. He sets up his own camp nearby and begins recording voice notes. Joko. Recording. Day 1. The site is untouched. Something's wrong. It's too perfect. That night, as he replays the recording, he hears a faint whisper under his voice, something he hadn't said. He wakes to soft footsteps circling his tent. Heart pounding, he holds his breath. The sound stops. Then a whisper, right by his ear from outside the tent. You shouldn't be here. Joko steps out, flashlight sweeping the woods, nothing. But his tripod has been moved, pointing into the dark woods. His recorder blinks red as if something had pressed record. Morning. Joko hikes deeper and finds a torn shirt snagged on a branch. Dried blood crusts the collar. He recognizes it from the hiker's photos. His fingers tremble as he pockets it. He finds a wooden totem covered in moss and thorns. The carvings resemble twisted faces screaming in silence. He reaches to touch it, and the wind suddenly stops. Joko visits a nearby village and speaks with an old man sitting by the fire. Old man. You go in, forest knows you, marks you. The fire crackles as the man drops a bundle of herbs into it. The smoke forms shapes, trees, and faces. He returns to the forest and finds an unmarked trail hidden behind a thick brush. It's older than the rest. Ancient, overgrown, but clearly used. He hesitates, then steps in. Night falls. Strange, glowing orbs float in the distance. They move like fireflies, but too coordinated, too intelligent. Joko follows them without realizing his feet are soaked in mud, and something warmer. Silence, then a voice from the trees whisper, "Go back before it's too late." He spins around, no one there, but the trees feel closer than before. Joko returns to his camp, everything is gone, his bag, his tent, even the footprints he left wiped clean. The clearing looks untouched, like he'd never been there. He stumbles across a tripod and beneath it a human jawbone. A chill runs down his spine. He doesn't scream, just slowly kneels and weeps. Flashback overlay, the ranger's warning. Ranger, echoing. Some places, take people, not kill them. The echo bounces in his mind as the forest seems to breathe around him. He finds a weather-worn camcorder buried under leaves. The footage shows the hikers joking, laughing. Then sudden panic. The last shot is of one hiker's terrified face as she screams, "It's behind us." Joko rewatches the footage, slows it down, frame by frame. In one frame, a shadow, long and impossible, stretches behind the hikers, its head horned. He makes another recording. Joko. Day 3, I'm not alone. The forest moves. I swear it moves. His voice cracks as he whispers, I think it wants me. He tries to leave, but every direction leads to the same mossy clearing. He marks a tree, walks for an hour, returns to the same tree, now unmarked. He carves deep into a tree's bark. Blood seeps out, red and warm. It's not sap. The tree groans. Joko stumbles back in horror. Night. Heavy footsteps thunder behind him. He runs, heart pounding. Every branch slaps at his face like fingers. He hides under a rock ledge. A pale figure floats past. Its face is blank, mouth agape, as if silently screaming. Joko clamps his hand over his mouth to stop his sob. Morning. Symbols are carved into his arms, perfectly straight, not self-made. He tries to scrub them away. They don't fade. They burn. He checks his phone. Full battery, no service, no time, even the compass spins wildly. North doesn't exist anymore. He finds a hiker's journal sealed in plastic. Entry. We thought we were alone. We weren't. And now we're part of it. The last page is wet. With tears. Deep in the forest, he finds an ancient stone circle. At its center is a pit, dark, deep, and pulsing. A sound comes from it. Breathing. The missing hikers appear, expressionless, blank-eyed. They don't blink. Don't breathe. Just stare. Waiting. The ground shakes. Trees twist unnaturally. Roots rise like hands trying to drag Joko in. He screams, I want to go home. He hurls his voice recorder into the void. Joko, recording. Tell them what we found. Please, tell someone. A gust of wind extinguishes his flashlight. 1 week later. News broadcast. Anchor. Journalist Joko Santoso is missing. His last known location, Gunung Merapi Forest. The broadcast cuts out after static and one chilling whisper. Authorities find only a recorder lying under a tree. Recorder. Don't come looking, it sees you. The voice isn't Joko's. Not anymore. Back in the village, the old man closes his window as the wind howls. He lights a candle and chants an old prayer. He's seen this before. He'll see it again. Deep in the woods, Joko walks beside the missing hikers, their eyes empty, their steps slow, all marked by the forest now. Who's next? Some forests aren't meant to be explored. Inspired by true reports of unexplained disappearances,